Morning all. You're watching the Channel M Breakfast Show on Friday the 16th of January, and the BAFTA nominations are out, and fantastic news from the rascal from Radcliffe, Danny Boyle. His film
done remarkably well, hasn't he? 11 nominations in all. 11
for Slumdog Millionaire. Tells the story of a poor boy in Mumbai who ends up going on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the Indian equivalent, and wins the lot.
Oh yes, but that isn't the end of it. We won't spoil it for you, but aside from Danny Boyle being nominated in the Best Director category, which is pretty phenomenal, Dev Patel, who plays the young lad in question, is only 18. He's up for Best Actor. Also in that category is Brad Pitt and Sean Penn. That guy must be pinching himself. 18 years of age, what an amazing achievement.
It's funny you say that as well, about being with the greats in a category. For example, Danny Boyle in for Best Director is up against Clint Eastwood in The Changeling and Ron Howard for Frost Nixon. I mean, talk about Hollywood heavyweights, but he deserves to be there.
Absolutely, and if he gets it, it will be well-deserved. It's a fantastic film. If you haven't yet seen it, go and check out Slumdog Millionaire and show your support for Danny Boyle.
Absolutely. In
just a couple of minutes, the latest sports headlines with betting tips for the weekend, but first, today's news with James.
Good morning. These are Friday's top stories so far. More than 150 people have survived a plane crash in New York. The pilot of the US Airways jet managed to bring it down in the Hudson River. He's being hailed a hero. Passengers were rescued from the wings and helped out of the icy water. Investigators are now trying to work out what went wrong, but it's believed the plane flew into a flock of birds shortly after takeoff, which knocked out the engines. A woman from Wythenshawe who says she thought she was going to die at the hands of her boyfriend is speaking out in the hope it'll persuade more people suffering domestic violence to seek help. Helen McEwen suffered around a dozen physical assaults during her relationship and says she couldn't take any more. This is what she looked like after being punched several times. On another occasion, her partner tried to throttle her while on a bed while kneeling on her arms. David Dawson was jailed for 18 months by a judge who branded his crimes disgraceful. Statistics show 2 women are killed by a current or former partner in Britain every week. One of our area's busiest stretches of motorway is to get an extra lane. The M60 is to be expanded as part of a spending spree by transport officials. It'll run clockwise between junctions 12 and 15 and work will start in 3 years' time. Other sections of road that will be improved include the M62 between Whitefield and Rochdale and between the Croft Interchange and the M602, as well as the M60 between the Carrington Spur and Whitefield and the M6 between Croft and Orrell. Hundreds of people are waiting to hear whether they'll be allowed to keep free money spat out by a cash machine in Stretford. Queues formed at the hole in the wall at Nationwide when someone discovered it was paying out £60 every time anyone asked for 30. It carried on for around 6 hours. The bank's currently deciding whether customers should have to pay the cash back, but in previous similar cases the money has just been written off. A man's up in court later accused of disrupting a flight from Manchester heading to the Dominican Republic on New Year's Eve. Grant Smith from Burnley was arrested along with 2 other men who've since been released after the Thomson Airways service was forced to divert to Bermuda. The crew had reported problems with some passengers. The 35-year-old's charged with interfering with the performance of a crew member. A former member of the 70s pop group Sweet Sensation from here in Manchester has died. Leroy Smith, who played keyboards in the group, was 56. He was found alone in his flat above the takeaway Chicken George, which he ran in Longsight. He was most famous for playing on the #1 hit Sad Sweet Dreamer. Scientists from Manchester might have made a breakthrough in working out how galaxies like our own Milky Way form. A team, including some from Jodrell Bank, have managed to spot dust forming around a dying star. Eric Lagadec, who's part of the team in charge of the research, says it's important because dust can act as a building block towards creating planets and ultimately life. That's all from me for this morning. I'll be back with the Channel M lunchtime news at 12 noon. Don't forget Andy Crane's here at 5 tonight with all the latest from across Greater Manchester. But from me for now, bye-bye.
Well, Well, the Kaka story rumbles on. Will he be coming to Manchester for £100 million, or will it be considerably more? Mr. Mike Bradley joins us this morning to divulge all.
Well, the wires have been busy. It certainly won't be for the £243 million the Sun are reporting this morning. The reports in the papers vary between 100 and 130 million, with 3 separate newspapers quoting 108, which seems to be the going rate. We did say earlier on it would be between 100 and 115. The interesting thing is the Guardian reports he'll make his debut on January the 28th against Newcastle. Should the deal go through, his father stands to gain £9 million in commission. It's not bad work.
Not bad at all. Right, OK, we're going to turn our attentions now to what's happening at the weekend. And if you fancy a bit of a flutter this weekend, we have got Dave Metcalf from Betfred on the phone to give us a rundown on some of the odds this weekend. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Right, I thought we'd get stuck straight into it, if you don't mind. And we were talking about John Murray a little bit earlier. He's facing Lee McAllister from Aberdeen. What are your odds on for that fight tonight? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, yeah. It looks as if the whole of Manchester is getting behind Murray, as you'd expect, and he's a red-hot 1-4 favourite with us. He's looking to extend his unbeaten run to 26 against McAllister, who's actually only lost one of his 27 bouts. But McAllister's the outsider at 5-2, and even though he's vowed to bash up Murray, punters are going with the local lad to triumph. And I think Murray's forecasted a win between round 6 and 9.
That's right, Dave, yeah.
Yeah, that's 9-2 with us.
OK, what about a knockout in round 4 for Murray?
Well, I know you're very keen on that, and that's 25-1.
OK, that's where my Euro's going. A huge fight announced yesterday, Amir Khan against Marco Antonio Barrera, the Mexican ring legend. People are split between Barrera knocking Khan into retirement or Khan getting his career back on track. How are you seeing the fight?
Well, we're slightly favouring Khan at this stage. He's 8-11 favourite, with Barrera quite close at even money and 20-1 the draw. I think what's swinging in Amir's favour is the fact that Barrera celebrates his 35th birthday tomorrow. He's not getting any younger, and even though it's a step up in class for Khan against a 7-time world champion, rumour is that Barrera could be just over the hill now.
Dave, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but have given us a few ideas, and I think I know where I'll be putting my tempe.
Yeah, my tempe's gone on Murray and Khan.
Yeah, I think me too, actually, funnily enough. I'll copy the sports presenter. Cheers, Dave,
Cheers,
again.
Dave. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Time now, though, for ideas of getting out and about this weekend with our very own Michelle Eagleton, Twinkle Toes on the Ice, if I can speak properly.
Now, if you're stuck for what to do at the weekend, don't just sit on your sofa, get out. That's what I've done. I'm here at Spinning Fields Ice Rink in the city centre. It's here till the 25th of January, and I'm going to practice some dancing on ice moves. Well, we can all dream, can't we? But if you fancy getting your skates on, it's dead simple. All you have to do is turn up. It's open weekdays from 12 till 9, and on the weekends, 11 till 9. Have you got yourself a budding Indiana Jones? Well, if your kids are interested in old relics, then get them down to Manchester Museum on Saturday. From 1 till 3 o'clock, we've got the Young Archaeologists Club for anyone aged between 8 and 16. The new branch meets monthly. All you have to do to find out more is call Claire on 0161 275 2664. Or you could try out the new exhibition at Salford Museum and Art Gallery. Don't you just love a show-off? Anyway, the exhibition is called For the Love of Making Books. It runs until April the 5th and includes some contemporary artist books, including some work from artists from the US of A and also Australia. Hi! And if you want to be entertained this weekend, then on Saturday at the Dance House Theatre, there's a one-day variety event. It's held by the organisers of the Manchester International Fringe Festival. There'll be 30 acts on stage, including music, comedy and dance. And for tickets, just visit the website. What are you waiting for? Get out!